Okay, I believe I'm live. Yeah, epic. All right. Okay, so I am live. Looks like I've got nobody in chat yet, but as people come in, like, welcome as you show up, I suppose. Let me just mess around with some stuff real quick. I got my game booting up in the background. I probably should have launched it sooner, but I did not. Okay, frame rate looks stable. Good. Um, Let me go ahead and check this real quick. Okay, yeah, cool. I'm coming through. I've got my earbud in for my actual stream. I got it running on my phone, just making sure it's actually booted up and running properly. And I don't like to hear myself echo, so taking that back out. All right. So I got my game booting up. Should be up and running pretty soon. Whoops, I want that on. Yo, hi Nani, how are you? Uh, I I feel like I'm struggling, but in reality, I'm probably not actually struggling. Let me actually switch over to my game screen real quick. I really hope the transition works properly. What is a Delaware state of mind? What does that mean? It is not... Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, it didn't work properly. That's fine. Okay. I'll have to take your word for it. Move my chat box to a place where I can see it better while looking at my game screen. There we go. All right. So I'm actually looking at my thing, seeing if my frame rate is stable, which it appears to be good. That makes me happy. I had some trouble setting up just a second ago. I was messing with stuff. I was getting a lot of lost frames, but I managed to make things work by actually not having YouTube running on the side. So that works. It's live. Now I know I don't have to do that, so that's good. What I'm just going to be doing, I'm just going to be hanging out. This is just gonna be chill. I'm gonna jump over, just do... Yes, Kokomi. Kokomi has partially been one of my mains out of spite. Let me finish my sentence first. I'm gonna be doing, like, my dailies, challenging the world bosses, maybe doing a little bit of exploring, probably gush over the swimming a little bit, because it makes me very happy. Back to Kokomi, though. Yeah, Kokomi has been a main of mine since she came out, partially out of spite, because I remember there was at least a chunk of the community that, when she was originally added, went, oh, she's terrible automatically because she can't crit. Yeah, we are just doing things today. We're doing a bit of trial by fire for my streaming career. But yeah. So I've been using Kokomi since then because I completely disagreed. Also, what they always failed to pay attention to in that argument is the funny little thing of the massive damage boost you get from... Burst. Burst mechanics are fun. Kokomi's fun. She gets huge damage boost while in her elemental burst state, and healing good. So Kokomi's good. Also continuous hydro application, so I can just be like, yeah, let me just do this to everyone, and they can't do anything about it. It's great. So I like Kokomi. I like having Kokomi on my team. Yeah, that too. She's pretty. Also fun to just put that down and then have Klee be here, because I've been getting some funny numbers with Klee charge attacks. Alright. Now, the funny thing is, I can't set my dailies to show up in Fontaine yet. Hehe. Ganyu. Ganyu makes me happy. I like Ganyu. I like Klee. The only character missing from here on my favorites is actually a lot of them, but I was using Nahida a lot as well. But, no, it's fine. I can discuss Klee. This is fine. Yeah, I was using Nahida a lot, but I don't have her on my party currently because I like to use Traveler when I go to new areas because it's thematically appropriate. And team comps, having 4 slots on a team just makes things a little bit tricky to get everyone I like onto a single team. I also wish I had my Eula. I don't use Eula enough. Hold up. I think that's the actual correct emoji you're looking for. Anyways. I also need to work on my Miko. Yeah, my Traveler, I need to do work on her, though, just because now all my talents are down to base level, so my hits aren't big enough, which makes me sad. Klee, I've been working on, so Klee's hits are good. Please, hits make me happy. I've been trying to do work on Lynette, because I have Lynette now. So that's fun. But world bosses take a while to grind. Oh, actually, no, that was the issue. Not world bosses, it was a cute cat squirrel. Cute cat squirrel who can disappear and does stage shows. Magic shows, specifically. Yeah. Happy times. But, yeah, no, I need to finish leveling her up, which I need more of the regional stuff for. 1.2. What even was 1.2? I don't remember. I have most of the characters. I'm missing a couple of the guys. Actually, let me go to the archive, because that's a better way to check this. So I'm missing dude. I'm missing other dude. I'm missing dude everyone else loves, but I despise. What was the first... What technically counts as the first new area? That was... Inazuma, right? Wow. That's a while back. I can't technically say I blame you, because, like, I don't know why I kept playing. Actually, it's a funny story. I had a lot of complaints with the game. I really hated the game, thought it was absolutely terrible, and then one day I played Fatal Bullet again, and went, you know, Genshin's not that bad. True story. Sword Art games are awful, but I digress. Oh yeah, I'm missing other male. I am missing other male. This male. That guy. It's literally all the guys, isn't it? Oh my gosh, it actually is just the guys. Wow. I'm actually a little sad about a couple of them, because Wanderer is interesting. Yeah, SAO games problem, you know what the SAO games problems are? Is that they are actually just visual novels with, like, minimal attempt at actual gameplay. They exist to provide more Sword Art content to Sword Art fanboys, but not to actually be playable games. And Fatal Bullet's issue... visual novels with quote-unquote gameplay. Fatal Bullet's issue specifically is they're using the same engine they used for their MMO mimicking hack and slash games, which I don't even think should have been MMO mimicking. I think they should have played more like a Devil May Cry. But obviously with less fidelity, because I don't expect them to have the budget to do an actual Devil May Cry. I digress. They're using that same system for a shooter. Which means everything's garbage hit scans, none of the skills work properly because the system was designed for you to be using swords, but now it's using guns. A lot of the mobility skills are just awful because I want you to stop making noise. Because, like, they won't lock targets, so it'll be like, it moves like this and shoots guns. But it doesn't, like, lock onto the target, so the bullets just go wherever you're facing, which is not where you need them to go, because it's a mobility tool, so you're moving in a different direction, and Fatal Bullet's bad. That's probably true. There not be a good MMO FPS, that's probably true, and it's probably because bullet trajectories are hard. I think we're gonna need really good network and processing abilities for first-person shooter MMOs to actually work, because that's a lot of information traveling through different people with different connection statuses and all sorts of nonsense. I do enjoy the MMO like that is dot hack, though. Dot hack is very cool. And my opinion on the failings of the Sword Art games is that they're trying to be dot hack when Sword Art isn't dot hack. I'm trying to decide if I agree with the idea that PSO2 counts as a third-person shooter, because I guess if you're using a gun-based class, it is, but I don't know. PSO2 is fun, though. The only reason I don't play it... Why don't I play it? Right, I don't play it. It has guns. It does have guns, and the guns are really fun. The only reason I don't play PSO2 is because Microsoft screwed up the launch. I ended up dropping out because I couldn't get it to, like, update and run properly, and it was a mess. And I couldn't get back onto it because of weird account nonsense to get my account transfer code to work with the Steam version of the game, so I can't get my account back right now. I think New Genesis was actually a terrible idea, but that's because the timing was awful for it more than anything else. For starters, the thing didn't need to exist because the game was doing fine. Like, they just didn't need to do New Genesis at all. But they especially didn't need to do New Genesis immediately after having finally released the game in the US, globally. So we finally got it in English, and then they released the update that overhauls the whole thing and basically makes it a completely different game. I'm also going to start actually playing while I ramble. So New Genesis was a mistake and shouldn't have happened. Or at the very least should have come out later. I get that's really an issue, though, of it. Well, I should say my assumption of why it happened that way is because New Genesis was made for the Japanese market, right? So the Japanese market had this thing for like 8 years, and then I never played New Genesis. Again, I had already... I hate to say I dropped out of PSO2, because it's not like I stopped liking the game or even want to stop playing it. It's just... I had issues keeping it running properly. Plus, you know, my computer wasn't that good in the first place, so it already struggled to run. But yeah, I do plan to get back into PSO2. I want them to make a proper Phantasy Star title again. But that's neither here nor there. I also want to get back into original Phantasy Star Online. I really like Phantasy Star. Is content really that big of a problem for New Genesis? Like, I would hope it would have comparable, like, what I would really hope for is that they basically port everything from base PSO2. If it's just missing all that. Empty World. To be fair, Phantasy Star Online 2 just has that problem already, too. Of just being kind of empty. It's mechanically sound, but doesn't have much outside of that, which I don't despise only because I enjoy playing the game anyway, right? I can sit there and grind on that game for hours just for the sake of fighting things because I find it enjoyable. But, like, my biggest issue, if I actually have to point out a problem I have with even base PSO2... Oh... Okay, that's weird. That seems like a mistake. That actually explains why the thing never caught on properly. Game's a little loud? Okay, give me a second. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay, how's that? Does that help? Cool, awesome. I mean, to be fair, it's Klee. I expect Klee to maybe be a little loud. Where was I? Yeah, base Phantasy Star. Terrible world building. Or, sorry, Phantasy Star Online. Terrible world building, terrible story, horrible presentation of said story. I'm down, but I do need to get stuff working again properly, so I need to get my account linked properly to at least something so I can get my old stuff back. I have no real interest in going back in and losing everything I had worked to before, even though, like, it's stuff from pretty much when the game launched in English anyway. So I just gotta figure that out. And then I will probably be playing the game at least semi-regularly again. So I am down for trying it once I get all that set up. Okay. I thought it lets you transfer stuff. But if not, I will have to figure that out either way. I'm gonna leave the rest of them alone. Okay, that, you know, that kind of contributes to the problem then. I'm in a weird state where I kind of get cosmetics not transferring, but also think they kind of need to, considering that, like, half, maybe more than half of the game is cosmetics. It's like all cosmetic hunting. Like every gacha interaction is cosmetic. Half of the, like, the battle pass stuff I mostly did anyway for cosmetics. Like, yeah. That does seem like a mistake. And especially, again, with that thing, if they release New Genesis, what, like a year into the North American launch of the game? Which, by the way, should have been on PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure that one's PlayStation's fault. I don't know why it came out on Xbox. Phantasy Star fans aren't exactly known for playing on Xbox. They're actually known for playing on Sega Genesis, but I digress. You know, back where Phantasy Star 2 through 4 were Genesis titles. Phantasy Star Online came out on Dreamcast originally, before it came out on GameCube later. I mean, people who played Japanese games largely are PS2 players, not Xbox players, so I will never understand things like Tales of Vesperia releasing in North America as an Xbox exclusive. Who thought that was a good idea? The lines are blurred now, because the console market has just completely messed itself up. But gosh, this was supposed to be chill chatting, and instead we're having a whole rant about the games industry. Yeah, PSO2, though. Phantasy Star has been... I really like... I originally played Phantasy Star Online. That was my introduction to the franchise. I played Phantasy Star 2 after that. Love Phantasy Star 2. Have barely gotten anywhere in it, though. It's quite funny. You know what? That's fair. That is fair. And now I'm the one with the microphone. And I feed off of the rant. That reminds me, actually, speaking of rants, I'm gonna go on a completely separate tangent. Before it gets shut down, I really need to do a video on Gundam Evolution. Because I think that that game was... I was saying that from the day it came out, that it is going to be a failed experiment because it will never be able to do what Bandai wants it to do. And then a year later, they shut down the servers completely. It's getting shut down by the end of the month. I think it's still up. I'll have to check when the actual shut-off date is, but I need to go in there and talk about it before it actually gets shut down. Also, it's impossible for me to get games, and not even because I can't get matches, but because I get matches. The battle starts, and somebody leaves right away, and because somebody leaves right away, the match gets forfeit. It's infuriating. I'm going to do a quick summary of said rant, though. It's a terrible Gundam game. Because Gundam Evolution is just, it's Overwatch with a Gundam skin put on top of it. And it's got horrible squad dynamics because, like, maybe 2 of those suits fit into a proper team role. And everything else is just does everything. So it has no team dynamics, and this game was pitched as an esports game. You can't be an esports game without proper team dynamics. That's like the backbone of what makes good esports games. So it never could have done what they wanted it to do. It only ever could have been a casual shooter, which is not what they were pushing it as. And as a casual shooter, I had more fun with it than Overwatch. I didn't start playing it till after the shutdown announcement, because quite frankly, I didn't want to contribute to its success, because I disagree with its existence as a Gundam game, because it's genuinely a terrible Gundam game. From a Gundam standpoint, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Like, I can't use the beam saber on anything. Like, the Gundam carries 2 beam sabers on its back that are used liberally throughout the original series, and yet the Gundam cannot draw its beam saber. It can't even use its beam javelin. It can't use any of its iconic melee weapons or stances or anything, because there's no melee in the game at all. I think the game should have done... I did not enjoy Overwatch. I think the gunplay is more fun than Overwatch. And it's largely because things die faster. I think that's really the best way to put it. I can actually kill things. Whereas when I'm playing, say, D.Va, I can't, because D.Va's overall DPS is just not high enough tacked on top of that. Healers healing constantly, while none of my team is doing their job. I had to stop playing Overwatch. Actually, I had to play Overwatch as Kiriko, because it doesn't matter if I can even aim correctly with Kiriko. I just spam healing in a huge spray, and yeah, that's it. And then nobody shoots at me enough, and then when they do, I teleport somewhere else on the map. It was great. Oof, Soldier. I like Soldier, but, you know, Soldier stopped being worth playing after they added Sojourn, whatever the heck her name was, and just gave her more mobility plus greater DPS potential, because not only does... I'm pretty sure she carries more rounds in her gun, is still accurate with it, and then hits with it, build up charge meter for the railgun shot that is a high DPS burst. So it's just like, yeah, let me just be better than Soldier real quick, because you can't hit me because I've got greater mobility, I do high damage, and I build a high damage shot by dealing damage, because this character, we put her on the front of the game, so we have to make her the one everybody uses. That character shouldn't have been created. Didn't she have something else, too? She had, like, I think it's like some AoE shot or something that just compounded all of those problems. Oof. That sounds pretty epic. That sounds about right, because I don't remember him having spread. I somehow never played... That's why, because they charged money for it. I never ended up playing Overwatch 1. I jumped into Overwatch 2 for a little bit because I had friends playing it. But yeah, she's a character I think was in 2 since it came out. And I probably should not go on the full rant of my issues with her because it's going to make people angry, I'm sure. So I'll just leave it at the mechanical problems. Did I do the rest of my dailies already and just didn't? Huh, okay. But yeah, I don't like her. I also think it's funny. Probably shouldn't bring that one up either. No, you know what? I am going to bring that one up. I think it's funny how they pitch themselves as the diversity game, and then the new black character they have is pretty generic looking and also has the ability of jumps very high. Now, last I checked, that's racial stereotyping. That one's not Souljourn. That was that one healer character they added. It was very funny, though, when I discovered that he has that ability, because I didn't know he had it. I turned around, and all of a sudden, I forget, was he flying down, or did he just disappear on me? It was one of my teammates. And I'm trying to remember if he came from the sky or just disappeared into it, but it was one of the two, and it made me sit and laugh. It's the diversity by algorithm game. I remember them bragging about that. It makes me sad, too, because it was something I remember enjoying with the original release, of just the fact that these characters all came from different locations and really pushed this idea of it being a globe-spanning organization. And then it's like, oh, we have an algorithm for the diversities. And it's like, that's stupid. Come on. Do you need snack food? Yes, you do. Okay. I think I did get, I forget his name, but the guy with the snack? I think I did get him. Give me a second to pull up my character list again. I don't think he was one of the dudes I did not get. I think he's one of the dudes I actually did get. Yeah, there he is. Snackman. He have snack. He wears it like a scarf. People were waiting for him to be playable since he showed up in the game. Back in, like, what, the first update? But yeah, I was a solid Diva and Kiriko main. Those were my two things. I think I actually bought cosmetics for Kiriko too, now that I think about it. So that's funny. Yeah, because I didn't like her base outfit, that's why. I remember. I bought her... She's got the one where she's got the, varsity jacket, and I think it just looks better than her base design. I think her base design looks awkward, so I got that because it made me enjoy playing the character more. Yeah, but I ended up playing Overwatch because I was playing it a good bit, and it's like the bad matches were frustrating and made me upset, right? And one day I just went, are the good matches even fun, though? Am I actually enjoying my time with this? And ultimately, I decided I was not, so I uninstalled the game, and I have not looked back. See, that's the funny thing, is I started playing, I might have mentioned this already, I started playing Overwatch specifically because I had friends who were playing and wanted to get other people into it to play with, and then I never ended up playing with them. Partially just because of schedules not aligning properly and stuff like that. So, but that contributed into me uninstalling the game. Kind of similar reasons as to why I started playing Warzone. Warzone, I had some friends at the time who were playing, so picked it up for that. Actually stuck with it for a little bit after no longer talking to those friends. And then I had to uninstall it ultimately because it's like 100 gigabyte download and I just didn't have the hard drive space. I've got an extension for my PS4 now because I play everything on PS4 because, quite frankly, this computer isn't that I'm streaming on right now is not only not mine, but is chugging as it is. So I can't really play anything on PC, or I can't play much on PC for the time being. I'm working on that, though. Yeah, Warzone fixes all of my problems with Call of Duty, though. And by that I mean I don't like Call of Duty map design. I really hate Call of Duty map design. But you know, when it's a battle royale, it gets rid of all of that. So Warzone I did actually have fun with, especially because I genuinely like I guess it's Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare reboot. I like its gunplay a lot. I really enjoy the movement, the way it all feels, the snappiness of it. I think it's very fun. I appreciate even the ability to peek corners. It's implemented a little bit weirdly, sure, but it works. So Warzone, more or less, it's a battle royale. Well, I guess I wouldn't really say it's a bunch of maps. What do you think about that? I don't know the current state of it, to be fair, but it was... I'd say it was less a bunch of maps stuck together and just a big pile of buildings. I don't know. I mean, typical... typical battle royale sort of map layout where it's just a bunch of buildings, a bunch of loot drops. But having everything open like that, my issue with Call of Duty map design is basically it just feels like one giant loop with no tactical flow to it. So it's just a series of you getting shot in the back or the side of the head by somebody who just happened to run around the corner faster than you did, and it's just not fun. It's not a tactical shooter at all. Whereas having that big open map design where you're not quite sure where anybody is or where they're coming from, it destroys that particular part of the game and turns it into, I hesitate to say a proper tactical simulator, but it makes it way more of a tactical simulator than Call of Duty ever had been. But it's arcade shooter in the worst way. I would play Doom PvP. I would not play COD PvP. Doom is fun. I play COD for the campaigns. I was actually tempted to get Warzone too, but I stopped myself. Basically, what would happen... Or, sorry, not Warzone. Modern Warfare. I'm still tempted to get Modern Warfare because I kind of want to experience the campaign. But while playing Warzone, I would basically have times where it's like, you know, but I actually want to use my P90. I want to actually, like, have my loadouts from the beginning instead of wait for a loadout drop. So maybe I should get the base game and play the PvP, and then I would go to the gulag and go, right, I hate Call of Duty map design. What I really want to get into is, and this is gonna be funny, I'm sure, I really want to get into playing the PvP for Titanfall. I like Titanfall. Damn me a second. I gotta check some things real quick. And by check some things, I actually mean specifically reply to one of your statements in the server. Probably shouldn't be checking server notifications while live, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. Alright, that's all of my dailies done without me even noticing. That's good? What? What? What are you Why haven't you... What? What isn't blown up? Wait. What are we blowing up? I'm scared now. We're gonna go fight this boss, though. Because I'm still gonna need more of its components for Lynette. I'm also trying to decide if I should put more rolls in for the guy with the name. Because I kind of don't want to, is the thing. Because the thing is, there's another very tiny character that is coming out, and I need to have my complete kindergarten set of Genshin characters, so... Linné. Oh. Oh, there's... Oh. Well, now I kind of want to throw a roll at Yolan just to see if I can get more constellations for her. Well, that sounds like fun, Nani. How did you manage that? 'Cause that sounds like a story. Oh, okay, yeah, that explains that, yeah. Pressurized like a soda can. I enjoy puncturing things under pressure. I once had... This was actually quite frustrating. So there's... I think it's a newer product. I don't know when it hit shelves, but there's... what is it? It's a Pepsi... What did they call it? Like Pepsi Nitro or something? I don't remember exactly what they called it, but they're like, oh, it's a draft Pepsi that uses nitrogen gas, I think it was, instead of regular carbonation. And that I had one, I bought one, I'm like, I'm curious how this goes. And then it popped on me right when I got home. I put down my bag and it exploded. I was very upset. Oh, Guinness does that. That explains the texture of Guinness. I had a Guinness once. I thought it was alright. I'm not much of a beer or ale person, so it's like, is this terrible? No, no. Terrible would be Bud Light or Corona, but still not my thing. I prefer to go for a good whiskey. Yeah, that checks out. I would expect the Irish to enjoy a good Guinness. I would hope they would also enjoy a good Scotch, though. That's mostly because I enjoy a good Scotch. I mean, who actually likes spelling things right? Oh gosh, streamer green is real and getting hit by things I shouldn't be. This is Yunnan, you're distracting me. Heyo! Well, it's good to see you for a little bit. I'm getting 3 killed, so we're gonna fix that. By using actually the really good character that the entire community was saying was not a good character for like a week when she released. Well, big numbers. Big numbers make me happy. I say that, I'm sure somebody's got bigger numbers out of Korea, but, I probably do not have optimized artifacts or anything. Off the field soon. I actually. I would really like to get more healing on Kokoni, but I've got to actually field control. There we go. That's better. Now we can finish this. There we go. Ah, right. There we go. This game's still... I might also be a little far from my mic. Give me a second. Where is... Well, my game levels are showing really low because now things aren't happening. Here, let me adjust this just a little bit. It'll probably be alright. I'm gonna go see if these have reset yet. Some of the items, I'm sure there's more of them spread out somewhere else, but the regional specialty I need for Lynette is right up here. So I'm gonna pop over to this one. It's so much water and it makes me so happy. We're in Waterland! And Waterland has water! Water. There is swimming now. And it makes me very happy, because I never expected them to add swimming. Yeah, underwater content, which I feel is so neglected in modern gaming. It's something I've been actually lamenting a lot recently. It's very few games seem to have, like, we had, like, the Nintendo 64, everything had underwater. And now we don't. And, like, oh, I've been really happy with the last 2 major updates because they have actually fixed a lot of issues I've had. Not everything. Yeah. I mean, World of Warcraft, it had swimming in it. I don't remember if World of Warcraft had it from the very beginning, because I didn't play at the very beginning, but even World of Warcraft had, like, underwater stuff. It's actually really cool. But yeah, I didn't expect them to actually add something like this. And we've got all this little, like, there's fish, and they react. There's stuff. I can kill things. I can't slash things. But, like, swimming animations are nice. The swimming itself, it just feels good, too. It's fairly intuitive because, you know, they swim where I point the camera. And then I can dive with, not that one, dive with circle, I raise with X, it's the same as the jump button. So I can just do this all day. It's great. And then, of course, we've got my favorite part, Which I'm gonna grab these first. I gotta go to the surface to do my favorite part. I was gonna use that waypoint to go up onto a spot on land, and now I'm distracted by... What's this? Yeah, that checks out. Okay, now I'm gonna show off my favorite part. Just gotta go all the way back up here for. This should be a standard feature in gaming. We need to turn this into industry standard. I wish to breach every body of water that exists in all of gaming. You want to see something sad, though? This makes me quite depressed, actually. Oh, there's the other one. I'm gonna make you depressed. This makes me depressed. I've got a running theory on it. I think... Yeah, I think it's a thing, because Lynette can also breach. But as far as I've been able to tell, the only characters I have who can do it, I haven't gone through every single character I have, are Traveler and Lynette. Maybe, but like, she's a fish. You'd think she could swim, she could do it. Yeah, so Lynette and Traveler, I think the deal is it's locked to specifically Fontaine characters. That might not be correct. This is the only Fontaine character I have. Also, I can breach directly up, which is fun. So I think that might be why that's the case. But I'll have to do a little bit more experimentation with that to be sure. And once I have some other characters to experiment with. It's in water. I wonder if I can catch the otter, but unfortunately, I don't have any nets left. Yeah, you'd think Kokomi could breach, but... I also need to note the little icon, you see that little icon to my right there? It's now on my left. It displays a couple things. It actually displays, so these guys, these glowy critters, you can borrow their abilities, which is what that is, and what that is. And so that icon right there is showing which one I have equipped right now. It can also be, let me see if I can get rid of it by going to the surface real quick. Wait, actually, let me pop this first. Whoops, wrong one. Hello? Ow. So we might be fighting things first, actually. Because I did not expect to end up in a fight right now, but here we are. Yeah, they would draw Bettle and Bettle too wearing those outfits, wouldn't they? That just checks out. But yeah, this little icon, it glows different based on characters, I noted. Notably, Traveler has a little gold aura around this icon. Lynette's glows a little bit. Well, and then other characters are just kind of dull. So, again, I think it's the same thing. I think it's for... You can see it better when I don't have an ability on... Oh, actually, hold up. These fish give healing, which, of course, I needed to do that first. Yeah, I think this is to compensate for the fact you can't use your skills underwater, but these these groups of fish here like this, these are little healing spots, which also means that when you take damage, you can just go underwater, find a couple of fishies, and heal yourself back up. It's quite funny to do that. Lynette's passive also is... It helps you find them. It marks them on the minimap. So that's fun. Okay, I'm gonna surface real quick. Okay, see, I think it's reset now. Yeah, alright, so the bubble's reset now. You can see it right there. It's lighter and has that gold aura around it when we've got Traveler. Lynette's has a nice gentle glow to it. And then it's just... It's different. It, like, loses visual effects for other characters. So, don't know what's up with that. Because right now, I still, again, have the theory that it's related to Fontaine characters. It's just Lynette's my only Fontaine character. So I don't have other characters to look at. I guess I could also, like, put, like, everyone else on my party and see how it relates to them as well, but... This reminds me of, this is going to be a really funny comparison to make, but just breaching like this makes me think of Majora's Mask. I spent so much time doing this as Zora Link. I actually took time to master breaching properly. Oh, I can still dive here. I thought it would be too shallow. But yeah, I took time in Majora's Mask just mastering the art of breaching at the correct angle to jump over certain things or onto certain things from the water. Good times. Unfortunately... Oh. Well, I was going to switch back to Klee, but now... It might be a little bit tricky for me to actually do that. Gotta love when you accidentally wander into things. Where am I? Is this even the right shore? Oh! It's the correct shore, but much farther down on it. No wonder I'm wandering into things I didn't know were here. Ow. Remember, exploit your iframes. This thing is not really taking damage. I don't like that. I've barely done any damage at all. Yeah, that's not doing more damage then. Iframes, let's go. There's gotta be something that I'm missing here, right? Because he's not dying. Okay. How effective? Can I still get... Yes, I can. All I need is the heal points. Oh, there's... Alright, well, we'll be seeing you then. Have fun. I feel like there's gotta be something I'm missing here. Because he's just not taking damage. So either he's just very, very bullet spongy, or there's some sort of like... exploitable weakness on him that I'm not exploiting. Could also be just that, well, I don't have aggressively optimized character builds. Ow. Okay. You really can't do anything. Come on. Yeah, we're resorting to doing this now for the time being. Ow. This thing feels way too tanky. Like, either I've got builds that are just not up to snuff, or this thing takes just obscene amounts of damage. Oh, yeah, and now he's gonna de-aggro. Excellent. Love it. So, there you go. There's things that I still have massive issues with Genshin, is monsters that'll just, you know, wander outside of their detection range and decide, you know what, no, I'm good. I'm gonna de-aggro now because I moved too far away. On my own. There's a shiny over here, and I want it. I'm assuming it is up there. So let's figure that out. Yep. I should try fighting that thing with Klee. Because rather than freeze that's doing literally nothing, I think... I think having, Vaporize is going to be a better... It's going to work better. Alright. Yeah, it's one of them. You know, the other one is hitboxes. That's been one of my issues with the game since launch, and it's still fairly prevalent. It's just awkward hitboxes and weird iframe timing. Yeah, your dodges have iframes. Like, your dash has iframes, but the timing on it's weird. Stamina consumption has been a huge issue for me, too, because stamina is just... It doesn't recharge fast enough for how much it's consumed by basic combat operations. Like, you have... Well, they're there, they're just awkward, because they... So, and sometimes they don't work, actually. So, yeah, iframes, but not really in some cases, because there's certain, like, AoE attacks that I think bypass the iframes. That might not be correct, but that's what it feels like, at least. Again, it might be actually just awkwardness with both the hitboxes and the timing, though. But yeah, stamina just drains too fast. Or, it doesn't drain too fast, it recovers too slowly, though. Because look how fast it goes down. Now, imagine I'm in a scenario where I have to keep dodging because something's attacking constantly. Eventually, you just have to take damage. You can't keep dodging. It's a problem with some of the a lot of the higher end gameplay has a huge issue with that. You're pretty much required to use a character with a shield, which limits massively what you can actually do. It limits both who you can have on the party. It limits element. It limits weapons. It limits elements. It's not good. I don't think so, but I'll have to play with that. I'm not sure. Boxes, iframe. Oh, and then there's the hard limit on dodging anyway. I don't know if my button presses are going to be picked up by the mic, but like, look at this. So just mashing, you can see that hard dodge limit. If you dodge too quickly in succession, you can't keep dodging. You have to time that dodge in order to keep continuous dodging, on top of then dodging, burning through stamina like that. On some of the higher end fights, it's just absurd. I like that limit, mind you. I actually do like that, because it emphasizes proper timing, but then you have to time your enemies based on that same timing. Otherwise, it just becomes cheap. And Genshin has some issues with that, again, specifically on stuff that they want to be harder. It just starts to get cheap. Alright, we're gonna see how much damage Klee can actually do. Which part's the Souls logic? The being cheap, or the actually timing things correctly? Ow. Yeah. Yeah, like, look how little damage this thing's taking. It really feels like I'm missing something. Speaking of Souls logic, challenging things that you clearly shouldn't be attacking because you're not dealing enough damage to it. Let's go. This is also how I play Dark Souls. It's like, I got 1/10 of its health bar, I can do this. Look at those numbers, though. Again, I'm sure somebody who plays the game more religiously than me is going to mock those numbers, but I enjoy them. Stop paying attention there for a second, that wasn't good. I think I can get this. It's like Dark Souls light. And hopefully he doesn't wander out of his own area of operation again. As long as he stays here, I should... Okay, Kokoni, time for you to help. You can't help me with damage, but you can keep my Klee alive. Oh, wait, I should be... There's actually a situation where Klee's burst works wonders, because I'm not switching her anyway. Let's see if we can't encourage you to backpedal a little bit. There we go. Ow. Okay, call me here anytime. Time for me to sweaty gamer just a little bit, which means that just ever so mildly, so My commentary is gonna be ouch, not good. That wasn't good. Okay, Kokomi, time for immune spam of Klee healing. So that I can then bring Klee out without her being near death. Okay, you need to go back towards your summoning circle. Thank you. Iframes. Let's go. Yeah, see, we'll get him eventually. He's dying. I need to play more Souls, though, speaking of which. I still have not beaten a single Souls game. I have one. I have specifically Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I have Dark Souls 1, I have Bloodborne, I have beaten neither, I love both. So I need to work on that. I forget how far I got in, 1. Also, ow. Prepare to Die edition. Oh, that's a good question. I think it's just the original. It's on. I have it on 360, but I believe it's just the 360 port. I don't believe it's the remaster. Ow. Yeah, I remember seeing when the remaster came out some malcontent. Yeah. I remember seeing some malcontent for the I messed that one up. Let me do that first. You're useless right now, too. Can't do anything. Oh, right, I have Ganyu. Ganyu can still do things. Until we get Klee ready for healing, so we can just come back with Klee, tank that with iframes, get our heals back up so we don't immediately do what nearly got her killed in the first place. Ow. Ah! Hopefully we can get some heals for you before you die. Yeah, you're a little too low for comfort. Until we get Kokomi healing back up, we're gonna... Well, that worked great. I'm starting to lose it. Oh no. I was doing so well. And now here we are. Oh! Yeah. As I was saying, come on. What was I saying? Stamina. Stamina consumption. That's what I was saying. Because my stamina is low and it's making it hard to function, but I've almost got him. What? Okay, hold up. I'm trying to read. Okay. Yeah, I gotta double check what it is. I actually am not... I don't quite remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's just the original base game, but unfortunately, I don't remember. It's been a bit. Part of why I haven't beaten it yet is because I was having issue with one of my controllers. So I need you guys to not keep dying. The right bumper on my 360 controller sticks. So, you know, my base attack button doesn't always work. Sometimes I go to attack and nothing happens, and that's just not good. So, because of that, it's been a little bit since last I've actually played the game. Which makes me sad, but... Oh, come on, why didn't you... Because the stamina's gone. I don't like that bar, either. I think that stamina bar was a horrible decision. As I said, the issues just come out when you're doing stuff that's actually more difficult. The stamina bar gets lost in combat so easily. Because it's small, it's a neutral color, it's just... Well, it's not... It's too neutral. It's not really a neutral color, but it's a more neutral of a yellow, and it just is not... Was not a good call. Gets lost too easy. We really should have a proper stamina gauge in the corner or something instead of right there. Because it's there because they're mimicking Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild's stamina bar is more noticeable, used in different contexts, and actually refills faster. Okay, now we're back to actually doing this properly. I say that now, but watch me get hit because I said that. There we go. Whew. Worth it. So I wonder if that was supposed to be as difficult as that was, or if, like, I was missing something, or if I just have bad builds. I kinda hope that was supposed to be like that, though. I think that's one of the few Genshin fights that's been, like, genuinely challenging? And even then, like, once I got that pattern, like, outside of, you know, the string of screw-ups immediately after doing fine, that's gonna be a moment immortalized. Alright. Yeah, what a fight. Now, to collect what I'm actually here for. They have not respawned yet. Oh well. I will just kill slimes instead. I will just fail to kill slimes instead. Okay, let me chop down some of these too. While I'm at it. I like this, right? This made me chuckle once. They were like, oh, you collect wood by chopping down trees. That's what one of the achievements said, right? Man, I love chopping down trees. Oh, it's so fun to watch trees fall once you've felled them. You know, chop them down. It's so enjoyable. Imagine if you actually could chop them down properly. That looks so... You just, like... Players would just lay waste to the entire environment. It'd be great. I'm actually glad they don't fall down. For that exact reason. Alright. Let's go ahead. Oh, what level up material is available right now? I really hope it's the one it's not the one I actually need. Nope. Okay. Both Traveler and Lynette use the same one for their... Whoops. For their talents. It's the... something of order. Guide to order. Guide to order? It's always guide to order. I think it depends on which level it is, of whether it's guide or whatever, actually, if I'm right, but... Oh, wait, hold up. No, that's a different one. Oh, so, whoops. I did not mean to do that. Wait. Okay, so her burst is different from... That's interesting. Let me see if it's the same for Lynette now. Where is Lynette at? Because I thought they were always the same for all three for a character. There you are. Let me see. Order. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. So yeah, they both need that one. That one... Oh, while I'm here anyway, when are you? Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. So tomorrow. Noted. Still, we might as well grind some of those while we're at it. No, actually, you know what? I want to engage... There's a new artifact domain. Where was that? I want to try that out. I also want to try fighting this thing, too. Because that's a new one I haven't tried to fight yet. Also, this was great. This was an update. I think this was launched at the same time. The ability to actually scroll through different elevations. This was a very good update. And, you know, it makes sense that they would add it at the same time that they added the place with underwater locations. So, that was a good change. Where was that domain, though? Was it you? It was you. Because these ones look like they would go really good. Let me see here. Damage from current HP increases or decreases. Yeah, so this looks like it would be good for Lynette. Because Lynette's skill... Ooh. That's actually really cool. Lynette's skill both deals damage to her and heals her. I forget exactly the conditions, but it's interesting. So I was thinking that... Since that affects HP when that activates with HP increase or decrease. That sounds like it would probably work well with her. That sounds nice too, though. Okay. I have none of these waypoints yet. So let's start by going all the way back here. I need heals anyway. Unlike recommendations, I do check my view counts. Because I just think it's neat. I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure I'm counting as a view. I might not be, but I have my stream pulled up on my phone. Actually, speaking of which, I'm going to step away for just a quick second because my phone's going to die like that. So I'm going to go grab my charger. I'll be real quick. Alright, and I'm back. Yeah, just gotta... I've got the stream pulled up on my phone just so that I can see it from a viewer perspective, make sure it's not bugging out, and also because that little heart icon gets in the way of my chat on the... I think it's the OBS pullout, or a little window. I don't know what the correct word is. But I wish to take the aqua bush. I was on the right side all along. Okay. By the way, they're so cool. I think they are very cool. I ended up... I think it was... I don't remember if it was actually the day the update released. I don't think it was. I think it was like a day or two after. I jumped on to mess around a little bit just to explore the area, and I encountered the entire side quest for them. They're very cool. I like them. I think they're neat. I'm kind of sad, though. The playable character, the Smole, is one of them, but she is much more human-looking than most of them, and I'm kind of sad about it. But yeah, I think they're neat. I also swear they're based on sea slugs, but I might be incorrect about that. Because they look like, their feelers look like sea slug feelers. And also they're aquatic. Now, am I able... Yes, I am. I jumped off a little too soon. Can I... I think I can. Yeah. Not quite. Okay. There it goes. I meant to ride that up a little bit farther so that I could jump off, like, around here. But that's fine. Look at the fish. I have been very happy, too, with how Genshin has managed to make all of its terrain types feel different. Like, all the mountain ranges and whatnot, all the geographical... the topography, that's the actual word I was looking for. The topography is unique for each region. Like, over here, we've got these very sharp, straight-up jetting mountains. Liyue... It has been a while. Liyue's were these, like, more angular, from what I remember, like, blocky structures. Inazuma's almost look like stacked stones. Sumeru just had a lot of more rolling hills. Then you've got Mondstadt had sharp, angled cliff faces and mountainsides. You have these very unique, different biomes for everything, and it's really cool. Also, if you note, the overall color palettes are more skewed towards the element type as well. So over here you've got a lot of blues mixed into the environment, where if you go to Liyue, the grass has like an orangish tinge, and a lot of the leaves are like golds or yellows. A lot more earthy tones. And there, Mondstadt is just bright greens. Sumeru is, of course, outside of the desert, very lush environment. It's neat. And, of course, a lot of purples present in Inazuma's local flora. No, get that. Thank you. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with these guys. You can't blind me. I play Mario Kart. My little terrorist can't be this cute. By the way, I have been playing for far longer than I meant to, but that's like a typical thing that happens with Genshin, honestly. Crab? Crab. Thought I saw another crab. It was only a shell. Let us challenge this domain. You want me to have a Nemo? We're not gonna do that. Oh, that was another thing they added. I've switched around characters, so you might have seen it already. This screen changes based on where you are. So right now the background is for, of course, Fontaine. There's one for Sumeru. All the different regions have their own background, and you have animations now. Yeah, it's a lot of little things, but they've been adding a lot of these little things that really do just make the game more pleasant. It's like, it's a cosmetic change, but it's nice. Makes me happy. Whoops, we wanted to go into that. What were the cute creatures called? They've got a weird name. I'm trying to remember what it was. Where is my tab that I intentionally left up because I knew I'd forget the name again? Well, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna type it. There we go. That's what they're called. Okay, when it recovers or loses HP. Oh, cool. So, same buff as what the artifact set I want from here gives. Alright. What horrible abominations are you going to send at me today? Things that I'm not going to read up on. Because I can just freeze them to death. Ooh, neat. Ow. Ooh, I forgot about that, too. Kokomi has a unique recovery animation for when she gets knocked over. Well, it's not really a unique animation as much as it is a modified animation. It's the same recovery animation, but instead of just bouncing when she hits the ground, she has a little teleport. I always thought that was interesting. Looks like he doesn't want to die. Ow. But we will remedy him with that. With explosives. Epic. Okay. Oh, hi. You're new. For me. I really wish I could get more constellations for Klee. I have the first one, which is causing, if you see those little extra projectiles that are appearing next to... Come on. Thank you. There we go. See that? A little extra projectile that's appearing sometimes when I attack. Those are from Klee's first constellation, which is the only one I have managed to acquire. I wish I had more. I also wish they would stop making super bullet spongy enemies. It's not fun. That remains an issue. That tends to be their go-to means of making something more difficult, is just giving it more health. To the point that it's gotten ridiculous. The Spiral Abyss isn't difficult because the challenges are hard. The Spiral Abyss is difficult because... Yeah, constellations are gacha locked for everyone who isn't Traveler, because Traveler isn't in the gacha. Which I don't actually have a problem with. What I have an issue with is the fact that 5 stars are exclusive to their own banners. I wish they would be added to a regular pool. Because that would help alleviate some of that problem. I'm sure... I actually don't think it would even make them less money overall, too. Because I think the people that are going to whale are going to whale. You know? I don't think it's going to matter if the things show up in the permanent banners or not. I think the people that are going to spend the couple hundred to get everything day one are still going to spend the couple hundred to get everything day one, regardless of whether or not there is a more accessible way to get that stuff. I do appreciate the free 5-star after 90 and guaranteed to be banner 5-star, the second 5-star that drops, though. Because that's more guarantee than I think any other gacha game gives. A lot of them have their, like, pity point systems. Which I actually have to look into the numbers on the pity point systems and see if they end up comparing overall, but... I don't know, I feel Constellations... Personally, I've never seen Constellations as that necessary. So it's always felt like more of a bonus for repeat drops. Which, particularly since this doesn't have a pity point system, I think is fair. I think if Constellations were acquirable through other means, they would need to implement something like that. Just so that, like... Because right now... Oh, it kind of does, actually, though. I take it back. It's got the, what is it? The Stardust Exchange, which is a pity point system. Just not quite the same as some other games have implemented them. But yeah, generally I do agree, though. Progression should not necessarily be cache locked, but Constellations are not really necessary. Helps, of course, that the game has no, like, PvP components. If the game had PvP components, my opinion on it would be different. As it stands, doesn't matter that much. But man, Klee would be so good if I had C6 Klee. Look at those numbers. Specifically, it's the charged hit with Vaporize. Oh. Oh, it makes good numbers. Oh, cool. I didn't realize he was even dying. Or... that close to dying, I guess I should say. Now watch as my Kokomi chews through his health despite being a bad character that can't deal damage. I do not like this burst, by the way. This seems kinda useless to me. Just too limited AoE and moves around too much. But I haven't spent a lot of time with it. So, who knows. Can I? Yes? Yes, I can. Awesome. I can, in fact, outmaneuver him by just walking. Oh, you didn't freeze. I expected you to freeze. Ganyu numbers are also always fun. I still need to improve her attack, too. I don't think I have a single character with maxed out talents. Yeah, I definitely do not have a single character with maxed out talents. I need to work on that more. Actually, honestly, if I had characters with maxed out talents, I bet the Spiral Abyss wouldn't be as much of a pain. Probably would still be a pain, but not as much of a pain. I need to work on that. Did you just give me clear time at the bottom there? I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's cool, actually. But yeah, I got a couple characters I wish I had constellations for. I wish I had more constellations for Amber. Amber is in the regular gacha. So that's just a matter of drops. Because I don't think I have. Let me see this real quick. Amber's underrated. I say with my not maxed out Amber that I never use. Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes me depressed. Yeah, I've just got the one. I want that. It's specifically her second constellation that lets me detonate Baron Bunny with a arrow. Because the only thing that I think makes her skill kind of terrible is the fact that Baron Bunny, he just doesn't explode fast enough. Oh, wow, and it deals extra. That's actually really cool. It doesn't explode fast enough. Or when I actually was using her, I found it didn't explode fast enough because a lot of times the enemies would walk up, they'd all coalesce around him, or her, they would hit Baron Bunny, bounce him away, and then he'd blow up. So it would fairly consistently blow up away from my enemies. And that fixes that problem. So I want that one. I have only pulled one extra Amber. I am jealous of the people that get upset because of all the extra Ambers they pull. Man, I need to work on my Amber. That made me sad. Okay. I got a lot of characters I need to work on, to be fair. I gotta work on my Child as well, because Child is actually really fun to play. And I have not put any work into him at all. I also really want my Eula built up. Oh, epic. He decided to attack the flower. That is exactly what I want. I really want Hydro Traveler built up too, because I really like all of Traveler's moves from all the different regions, but like that's just fun. I think it's interesting. I think it's neat. And I'm noting I have it like what, at like level 3 right now? Well, that was the wrong menu. Level 4. So it's doing, I mean, it's doing damage, but right now it's not doing enough damage. Not with how long the cooldown is. With the 10-second cooldown, it's just not enough, not worth it. Not right now. I gotta work on her base attack too. Because I can do way more damage by just normal hits with Klee. So, that is the thing to work on. So I probably won't be doing it live tomorrow, but I will be coming back tomorrow to get those not artifacts, the level up materials, so that I can get both her and Lynette up. Because I want to use Lynette's. You know, this is a Dark Souls fight, isn't it? Isn't there this famous Dark Souls fight that's just this? Oh, that's why, because I'm out of stamina. that famous Dark Souls fight I have not challenged yet because I haven't gone that far. Remember, all video games are secretly the exact same thing, just with a different coat of paint. There is no difference between any game made ever. Dark Souls is just Devil May Cry, which is just Street Fighter. Ow. See, this is what I get for looking at chat. Speaking of which, you need health. Actually, that's not a speaking of which, but you need health. Oh yeah, by the way, I have Witch Hat Klee, and it was like the best 20 bucks I've ever spent. No, I don't recommend spending 20 bucks on cosmetics in any game ever. That's ridiculous. Actually, I don't think I spent 20 bucks either. Alright, but that one's actually true. Devil May Cry is just Resident Evil 4, but too hardcore to be Resident Evil 4. I love Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is great. I need to get 5. I really need to get 5. 5 looks good. I have 1, 2, and 3 probably sitting right in front of me in a stack. Okay, let's do one more. One more of this, and then we're gonna go kill more world bosses. What does that make Resident Evil then? Oh, Alone in the Dark. Right? That was the name, right? I said that with such confidence, and now I'm I'm second-guessing myself. I'm gonna look that up now. Alone. The Dark video game series. Yes. Yes, I was correct. No, you're right. Oh, man. It's once again actually unironically true. It's also Alone in the Dark, though, but... Original Alone in the Dark, instead of whatever the heck they did when they decided to try and reboot the franchise. That was never a franchise in the first place. Really weird decision on that one. I need to play Alone in the Dark. I have a lot of respect for it kind of being... I don't know if it's actually the earliest in the genre, but I know it's heralded as like one of the grandfathers of the genre. I would also like to play Sweet Home. That looked interesting. Rushes up to enemy to use bow. Yeah, I stopped thinking, didn't I? Okay, what does that make Sweet Home then? Remember, ice-based weapon can still freeze. Huh. What is... What is classic couch? That is... I feel like that's something that I should recognize and don't. But yeah, that actually sounds like a good time. Oh, I gotta see... Gotcha. I need to see if I can get... Or I should say, how well, God Eater Resurrection runs on this PC. Because that is a... That is a long overdue collab. I'm out of stamina. Good times. Yeah, sorry about that. It didn't, you know, run on the PC I had at the time. Which is still my actual PC. Again, this one's not mine. I am borrowing this until I build mine. But that's okay. Kokomi, time to do what you do best, which is chew through enemy health bars while simultaneously healing my entire team. Remember, this is a bad character. She can't do any damage, she's useless. She's only good for healing. Let's harass her VA because she's a terrible character. Who, in my opinion, is also the best of the English VAs, but I digress. Yeah, we gotta do Resurrection. I gotta drag you into, Arma. I'm gonna drag you kicking and screaming into Arma, and I'm gonna make you like it. By the way, I've never played Arma. While we're at it, you should play GBO 2. I like Arma. I say as someone who's never played Arma, but I love watching Arma footage. See, I never played DayZ, but DayZ is cool. Well, DayZ is interesting, I think is the best way to put it, actually. I think it's neat. I don't... Well, okay, actually, my issues with DayZ are like my same issues with Arma. What a great idea that doesn't work that well. The Arma engine is special. I watch a lot of Arma footage. Yeah, I think more people play the DayZ mods than play Arma, honestly. Yeah, Arma 3 is great for mods in general. I believe I have Arma 3. I picked it up while it was on sale. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg. Was DayZ Was DayZ Arma 2 days? I actually didn't realize that. I thought it started in Arma 3 era. I can't help but wonder when they're finally going to do Arma 4. Because I believe they're in the works. I did not know that. That's fascinating. Yeah, I bet. I mean, Arma 3 is already jank. tell you, I have so many ideas for stuff I want to do with Arma, and I'm going to have to make my own mods, and it's going to be great. Maybe that's when it's going to make me finally start learning how to mod games. I want to do Gundam stuff. I think Arma Gundam would be so much fun and give opportunities to show off aspects of Gundam that we don't get to see normally in actual official Gundam media. And by that I mean not mobile suits. Also means I can personally balance the weapons to do what I want them to do, which means that I can have a T-61 tank actually be able to take out a Zaku like it's supposed to, instead of harmlessly bounce off of its armor. Because T-61s are supposed to kill Zakus. I mean, just to prove a point of how, like, ineffective a lot of Gundam weapons are shown, despite actually being really effective, might be a nightmare, but, like, it'll be worth it. It shouldn't be too bad, because, like, Gundam's not that crazy anyway. The only crazy parts are, of course, the mobile suits. Everything else is actually fairly believable military operations. So Arma already works perfectly for everything outside of the mobile suit combat, and I've seen people put Battletech stuff. I've seen Battletech, I've seen Titans in Arma from 40k, like, I think I can pull off Gundam. It's not that far out of what I've seen other people do with it. But I'm gonna have to seriously look into how to make all of that work. What was I saying? Gundam. I lost my train of thought. Cool. Okay, let me regain my train of thought here. What was I thinking? Oh, T-61. Yeah, weapon effectiveness. Right. Magellatops. The Magellatop is a tank. It is Zeon's main battle tank. And typically in games, sometimes in the anime, all of that stuff, right? You see Magellatops shoot at mobile suits and it does basically nothing, right? The Magellatop cannon is a rifle that the Zakus use that is made out of the Magella's gun. Because they had a bunch of the guns lying around after the bottoms got destroyed that they just repurposed as rifles for the Zakus, and they're an effective rifle. GBO2 has the Magellatop cannon, and it also has Magellatop tanks on some of the fields. The Magellatop tanks do barely any damage to mobile suits, but if you're using the Magellatop cannon, it does a ton of damage. That shouldn't be a thing. It's the same gun. Like, I get why it's a thing in the case of GBO2. It's a balancing act, but it's still, like, it is canonically incorrect. Those things could kill mobile suits. I mean, one of the only reasons we don't really see them killing mobile suits too much in, like, the original series is because we're looking at the RX-78, which was the most advanced mobile suit when it shows up in the series. We don't get things comparable to the RX-78 until the Gelgugs start showing up later in the series. Which, of note, Gelgugs started to be semi-mass produced. And they are equivalent to the RX-78 in capabilities. So, like, that's actually a completely different tangent than the original tangent. That actually... Man, okay, so that tangent actually goes into Amuro's capabilities as a pilot rather than weapon effectiveness, because we start out with a kid who really isn't actually effective in a mobile suit. He just is in the most advanced military weapon ever. And then we see him ripping apart multiples of weapons that are now comparable to him by the end of the series. And it is an incredible moment of character growth if you actually really understand the mechanics of what you're looking at. It's really cool. Yeah, Gundam's great, but I digress. Like, massively digress. Yeah, weapon effectiveness is never presented correctly in Gundam games. Except there is one game where the ammunition numbers aren't correct, again, for game balance reasons, but the actual damage numbers are pretty lore accurate. That's Zeonic Front, where I don't get to play the Gundam. That's the one game I can think of where the Gundam's beam rifle kills Zaku's in one shot. When I'm the Zaku pilot. I love Zeonic Front. Part of why I love Zeonic Front is because it is very accurate in terms of weapon effectiveness. You will get ripped apart by almost every Federation weapon on the battlefield. You know, T-61s will kill you in one shot if you're facing away from them and they shoot you in the backpack. It's fantastic. The most inaccurate thing about it is that the commander characters can actually eject their mobile suits effectively. That never happens. The only time I can think of a character actually effectively ejecting from their mobile suit in an actual Gundam series would be Unicorn, and that's not canon. And even then, it's actually a failed eject. It kind of proves why the Core Fighter system is not a good system. The original series, the V Project mobile suits, so the gun tank, gun cannon, Gundam, they have the Core Fighter system, which essentially the mobile suit splits in half, and the cockpit ejects itself and transforms into a jet. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. There's so many moving components to make that work that just would never actually work in a real combat scenario. And the only time it's ever shown working in a series is Thunderbolt, where he does eject, but barely does it in time, and the whole block is inoperable afterwards. He ends up having to steal an enemy mobile suit and get away in that instead. Okay. But what do we do now? I think we grab our battle. I think we go check and see if my missions are done. Expeditions are done. So let me go over here. I also need to play Rise from the Ashes. What is it? Mobile Suit Gundam 0079. Let me see if I can remember. Mobile Suit Gundam Side Stories 0079 Rise from the Ashes. If you want the actual full title that appears on the box art, it's Rise from the Ashes. It is a Dreamcast game that is, apart from damage numbers, because it does the thing that, whoops, wrong button. It does the thing that a lot of Gundam games do, where all of the weapons aren't as deadly as they should be canonically for the sake of game design reasons, right? But outside of that, it is one of the most accurate Gundam games in terms of mobile suit behavior. Another one that's really good in that regards is Gundam Crossfire, which is also... Oh, I don't remember what it was called. The Japanese name is different. I don't remember what it's called, unfortunately. Crossfire is the English name. The problem with Crossfire is it's bad. It's actually really frustrating because it is one of the best simulator experiences for Gundam, but it's not finished. It's like blatantly not a finished game. It's very frustrating and very unfortunate. It could have been one of the best Gundam games if it was allowed to be finished. Instead, it like barely runs at a it doesn't run at a stable frame rate. All the animations and graphics are awkward looking. It's just clumsy. And it's really disappointing. But yeah, Rise from the Ashes. I need to play it. It looks very good. It is one of the best Gundam games out there because it actually manages to capture both the feel of mobile suits as well as the tone of a proper Gundam series. Which for some reason a lot of games can't do. Oh, and is actually playable unlike Crossfire. That's the other kicker. I would like to see someone mod Crossfire. I would love to see that. just go in and overhaul it. Bandai might try and get on your case for that, but getting that, like, in a state where it's actually a finished game would be wonderful. So updated textures, upgraded frame rate, instead of sub 30 FPS. Speaking of which, you should play GBO2, Nani. GBO2 is good. I like it. It's better than Gundam Evolution. I think that was a bit of a premature. Yeah. Did that a bit too early. Oh, but not on Steam. I unfortunately do have to say that. The Steam version is a very rough port. I don't know if they fixed the issues with it. Maybe they have. I don't play it on Steam because it probably wouldn't run on any of my computers anyway. But it was a very, very poor launch for the Steam version. On PS4, it works fine. I wish I could say it works better than just fine, but unfortunately the game has some troubles. Which I don't think is the team's fault. At least not completely. I think it's a Bandai problem. Because it's not an arcade fighting game, so why would Bandai put money into it? I'm shocked the game is still around. I'm shocked it even got a second game. I genuinely expected it to just disappear into obscurity. But the fact that it got a sequel, and then that sequel got brought westward, I am both surprised and happy by that. I don't think the game's going to be around much longer, though. I've had GBO2 players disagree with me on this, but the thing is, we just got Beltorchika's children's suits. There's not much else for them to pull mobile suits from. At this rate, I really think the game's going to shut down next year. Because the Steam release did not exactly revamp interest in the game. And outside of Beltorchika's children, the next milestone is, because we already got unicorn suits. So the next thing they have really to work with is, Hathaway. And that's it. Hathaway is the end of the actual Tomino. No, Tomino did some other stuff that was post Hathaway. But the thing is, like, once you get past Hathaway, Hathaway's the end of the UC timeline. There's other stuff that's technically part of the UC timeline. F91 is UC, but it's so far removed in the timeline that it might as well not be part of it. It just, the conflict is gone, the mobile suit design is different, it's not the same setting anymore. Technically, we could probably try and pull in some Turn A stuff, but I think that would be a mistake, both for mechanical reasons and for... Turn A is weird continuity-wise. I haven't watched it, and I really need to. It genuinely looks really good. But Turn A, from what I've heard, kind of tried to make everything canon at once, which is weird because these series were not written to be canon with each other. So it's gonna muddy up GBO2. GBO2 is a UC-specific game. If you brought Turn A into it, well, now technically you can bring in suits from from Wing. And suits from Wing aren't gonna work in GBO2. Mainly for, like, balance reasons. Like, how do you go about balancing something that is from a completely different universe and has completely different mechanics while keeping that pseudo-simulator feel that GBO2 cemented? It's not gonna work. Now what? I gotta wait for this to reset. Oh no! I don't need to wait for this to reset. I need to fight this thing. What am I thinking? I wonder if the Aquabus ever made it Okay. Where is the station? I think I have to go up? How do I do that? Because I think I want to be here. And I don't quite remember. What do I want to be here? Maybe I want to be there. So let's go ahead. Whoa. Small. I think this is where I want. Yeah, this is where I want to be. What? Which line's which? Are they labeled? It's fine. I'll figure it out. Which way do you go? The way I want to go. Give me my artifact. There we go. Yeah, because I want to be here. So we're gonna take a bit of a ride. It's really nice of Fontaine for giving me this for free. Gotta remember there's a thing right there. Oh boy, I hope she's excited for me to jump out of her door in the middle. That was a fun quest line.
メルジーヌたちの家になってあげてくださいと言った。そうしてエリナスはそこに横たわり、あっという間に数百年が過ぎた。
Well, I can safely say that that is not how that happened.
本当に優しいよね。
Yeah, I got to go there in a whole quest line and explored the home of the Melusines. That was fun. I ended up accidentally spending like an entire day doing that. How far out? Oh boy.
はーい、純粋船は今コアソントンネルの中だよ。第二次大水期の危機に備えてトンネルを掘る要領で山を空っぽにして、そこに都市を作ろうって提案した人がいた。でも水位が山頂を超えたら中にいる人たちが酸欠になっちゃうでしょ。まさか換気のためにすごーく高い塔を作るの？そしたら超でっかくて丈夫な塔を作らないとだけど、そんなの国中の職人をみんな集めて数百年かけても無理ってことで、その案は却下されたの。
I need to go get more nets so I can catch more critters. I should be coming up on my destination soon. Yep. Ah, there we go. Now it's on the mini-map. And now I depart you.
うちの運営が私たち純粋船ガイドの仕事はとても重要だって言ってた。この町にどんな素敵なお店やお土産にいい特産品があるか、一部のお客さんは私たちの説明くらいしか情報源が
How
ない
do
んだ
I
って。
still hear you?
私たちガイドの説明がうまいとみんないっぱいモラを稼げるの。みんながいい暮らしをできるって思うだけでさらにやる気が出ちゃうな。
I appreciate your dedication to your role.
1回で説明できる内容には限りがあっても、やり続けていたらいつかめちゃくちゃいい成果になるはず。
Okay, well now I just feel bad. Thanks. Ah, so he's still below. Okay. So then... how do I reach there? Whoops, I want to hit that. There we go. I must have to get there through some other means. Okay. Did I just phase through the ground? I'm gonna have to watch that back. Okay, where is the entrance for this guy? If it's not right around here somewhere, then it must be... must be on one of the, Oh! Is that it? Is that what I'm looking for? This might be what I'm looking for. Ah. I want to hit all of them. Please. There we go. That was awful. Ooh, thank you. Always satisfying. There he is! I found a hot spring. What do you do? You stomp on the ground. Is that a health bar or is that something else? No, that's something else. Okay. Sounds like ice. Is cryo reducing it or was freeze reducing it? Looks like cryo's doing a good job of reducing it. Ooh, that's big. There we go. I wonder how long it takes him to reset that after losing it. Because they usually do. I would be shocked if he just doesn't have that for the rest of the fight. Let's see. Oh, is he gonna do a, Oh, I thought he was gonna do a Hermitar. But now I know how he resets it. So that's cool. You are way easier to fight than the other boss. I like the sound effects. He sounds meaty. Nice. Okay. This. And this. And just wreck you. That timing could have been a lot better. We'll take the break. And there we go. Well, that was fun. Well, I think with that, I think I've spent all my resin. I've spent all my, Oh, actually, let me collect these. Spent all my condensed resin, spent all my origin resin. Excuse me, don't want to do any more fragile resin for today. Hello? So, let me just grab this. Cool. So yeah, dailies are all done. So that's gonna do it for today. Yeah, for those of you who were able to show up, thanks for tuning in. I always really appreciate it. Yeah. I will see you next time. I'm not sure what my next thing's gonna be. I'm gonna try and get some GBO2 stuff recorded today. So next you see is probably gonna be that. I'm also really hoping to get some Armored Core 6 recorded as well. So I'm very excited for that. But that's gonna be it for me for now. So I'll see you next time. See ya.